Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel where we talk about manga and sometimes books. For today's video, as you guys can already see, I'm going to talk about Villains Are Destined to Die, which has become one of my favorite manhwas of all the time. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Villains Are Destined to Die is a 4-volume manhwa that it's currently ongoing. So far, the 5th volume was released last month in November. And here I have one of my favorite covers, which is volume 4. And here is the first one, which I need to get rid of the sticker. This is the second one. And the third one. Okay, let's talk about Villains Are Destined to Die. So this is a manhwa isekai with fantasy and a bit of romance into it. So let's talk about our main character, which her name is Hana. I'm going to call her Hana because I honestly don't remember her name. So Hana, this character here, her mother dies when she's in middle school or high school. Her mother dies, but she never knew she had a father. Well, yeah, her father, and that father has 2 kids, so her stepbrothers. So her father goes and takes her in, but that guy basically just gave her a place to live because he really doesn't care about her. And her stepbrothers are very mean to her. They treat her very badly. And so she's about to graduate high school, going to college. And so he tells her father she wants to be independent and wants to move out. And the guy's like, okay, sure, I'll ask your stepbrother, the one that treats you very badly, to take charge of where you're going to live. So he gets her this place it's not really good. And let's keep in mind that her dad has a lot of money. So yeah, the dude was just being a pain. We can see that she's very happy. And in her college, there's this game that has become very popular, and that is Daughter of the Duke's Super Love. Now, she becomes very curious and she decides to start playing this game, and she becomes obsessed with it. Now in the story of the game, I'm going to start talking about the story of the game. We basically follow this girl. Her name is Yvonne. She is the real daughter of the Duke. So what happens is the daughter, this girl Yvonne, went missing at a young age. This is the story of the game. So she went missing, and the Duke was very heartbroken, and he wanted to have a daughter back. Basically, one day he finds this girl, orphan girl, in the streets, and he decides to adopt her. And that girl is Penelope, who is considered the villain of the game. And so within this game, you either get to play as the daughter of the Duke or as the villain, which is Penelope. And so that's basically the 2 modes. Is that the 2 levels, I guess? So easy mode, you play as Yvonne, and hard mode, you play as Penelope, the villain. And so when you play easy mode, it's super easy for you to win the game. The premise of the game basically is you need to win the affection of all the male characters within the game. And so when you play as Yvonne, it's super easy, but when you play as Penelope, it's really hard because she's considered the villain. The art style of this entire manhwa is so gorgeous. You guys, you all need to read this. As she starts to play the game as Penelope, she starts to realize that she has more in common with Penelope than with Yvonne. Her story and Penelope's stories have a lot of similarities, and Hana feels more identified with Penelope than with the other character, and so she becomes obsessed with Penelope winning this game, and to the point where she starts to spend a lot of money, and she basically only wants Penelope to win, to have a happy ending, let's call it. And so she falls asleep while playing this game, and since this is an isekai, can you guys guess where she wakes up? She wakes up inside the game. And so here we see her. She's waking up. As Hannah wakes up in the body of Penelope, she starts to notice that she has a lot of bruises, and that's because the characters within the story of the game, they treat Penelope very badly. They basically attacked her physically in a lot of ways, and so Penelope has never been she never comes forward about these things that are being done to her. And so because now it's Hannah inside the body of Penelope, she's going to decide she's not going to let people treat Penelope this badly. So she decides to start not necessarily acting out, but she starts to defend herself. Well, she starts to defend Penelope. And here we see her planning. And so within the game, while Hannah is in Penelope's body, she again starts to see how Penelope and her are very alike with how they are treated in their homes and how they feel. So she notices that the way she felt while being ignored and being treated bad by her step brothers and father, that's probably the way Penelope always feels. And Penelope has no one, like she has no friends. She's basically all by herself, and we can see here the similarities between Hannah's memories and the way Penelope is living. Okay, now the main plot of the game is to win the affection of these characters, of all the male characters. And here we have the first one, which we can see here that the affection towards Penelope is at 0%. And so the goal of the game is to get affection from these characters. So there's a lot of them. Now I have so many questions. I want to know, how did Hannah came to be inside the game, and how is it that she's going to win? Because again, she's playing as the villain, and while Hannah was playing the game, it was very hard to win the game. I keep saying game. Okay, so my question is, if Penelope loses the affection of a character to the point that's bad, is the game over for her within only the game, or also in real life? Well, you all know what I mean, but that's one of the questions. And here we get a little background as to how Penelope was treated while she was a kid. And basically is that she wasn't a villain, she was turned into a villain by the way people were treating her. So now Hannah, also known as Penelope, needs to find a way home and try to survive this game where everyone pretty much wants her gone, one way or another. The art style again is so beautiful. Here we have another of the male characters, and his percent is at -3. So let's move on. Here's my favorite character. Can you hear it in my voice? I get so happy whenever he's part of the manhwa. He's my favorite character. Okay, his another interest. And let's see, because there's another one that shows up in this volume. Let me see if we can find him. Oh, this is the other one. Sorry, this guy. So here it is. Here is the 5 male characters she needs to get the affection of. Eclipse. Okay, that was the first volume. Now in the second volume, let me get it. So this is the second one. Look at the cover, so pretty. So in this volume we see that she is trying to go get a bodyguard, which is going to essentially, she wants that character, which was Eclipse. She wants that character to be her ally, yeah. She wants to have someone by her side when or if things go wrong. And we see that this character's affection has grown to 7%. So let's see. Oh, this is Eclipse, and the affection for her starts at 20. I forgot to mention one thing, which is the fact that I forgot what I was going to say. The story, as it goes on to the second and third volume, it does feel a bit repetitive with the interactions she has with the male characters, because again, the games and missions she needs to complete within this game are, to win the affection of the characters. So with every interaction she has, it does feel repetitive. But here's the thing. I feel like with every interaction she has with each male character, there's something that is being discovered about Penelope and about the game at the same time. So I feel like although it is repetitive, it is very important. Those interactions are going to be very important for the plot later on. Okay, so this is the second volume. I want to talk and tell you guys about a spoiler. So for those that don't want to listen to this part of the video, I'm going to leave a time skip, and I'm going to talk about a spoiler because it's about the 5th volume. I think this is going to happen in the 5th one. So if you're not interested in listening to this spoiler, you can skip this part. But if not, I'm going to skip talking about the 3rd one, which is because it's basically like the 1st and 2nd one. But I'm going to move on to the 4th one. So I gave you guys the warning. Let's talk about the 4th volume. Okay. This 4th volume. Okay, volume 4. In this volume, we see that she needs to attend a party. Penelope needs to attend a party where she needs to complete a main event, a game event, basically. And she is very successful. But you get to see her. In this volume, you get to see the way Penelope is being treated by those outside the Duke's house, and it's not very good. Our girl Penelope has a very bad reputation, and we also see her interact more with a lot of the different characters, and it's in this part that I want to talk about, and the word the spoiler is going to come in. So in this part we see her interact with my favorite Calico. Me saying he's my friend and forgetting his name. Anyways, I think that is his name, Calico. He is very handsome. Okay. I'm going to start fangirling. Okay, moving on. So we see her that they're trying to attack the prince, right? Because he's basically a prince. I forgot to mention that. This guy, he's a prince, and they're trying to attack him. So this guy is a prince, and in this volume, someone is trying to kill him, get rid of him. And so Penelope is with him the entire time, and that's another mission she needs to complete, which is basically to save this guy, right? And so she survives, they survive, and they spend most of the time together. And it is towards the end of this volume. Let me see. So yes, because of the reputation Penelope has, she gets arrested due on the fact that she was the last person to be with the prince, and so they think she was the one behind the attack against him, and so she gets sent to jail. And because this is how the third volume ends, right? The fourth one. This is how the fourth one ends. I could not help myself, and I had to go look online for the following chapters because it was a huge cliffhanger for me. And so I went to look for it, and I found it online through Tapas. And here is the thing. This is the spoiler, and I need to get it out. I need to talk about this because after this, Penelope, she's the main character, obviously, so she cannot die just yet. So she proves her innocence in the trial. Now, she goes back to the Duke's house, and where Eclipse. Let's see, where's Eclipse? Let's see, second volume. Where Eclipse, where is it? Where Eclipse Eccles. This guy is waiting for her, which this guy is her bodyguard, right? Now, she goes back and she looks for him, and she has a gift for this guy. Now, the percent here, do you guys remember that she can see the percent of affection each character has for her? Well, after she gives the present to Eccles, she can no longer see this percent. She cannot see it anymore because she unlocked a new level where instead of the percent, it only shows a heart, and each heart has a different color. So for Eccles, it's a black heart. For the other characters, I think it's a purple or blue, and for one of the characters is red. So obviously, I think we all know what the red heart is going to be about, but I need to know what the black heart, why the black heart, why is there a black, what is the meaning of that? Like, I need answers. I really do. Anyways, that's the big spoiler. I'm not sure if it's part of the 5th volume because I don't have it in my hands yet. I have not read it. I only read those 2 chapters. I think it was like maybe 3 or 4 that I read. I could not live with that cliffhanger. So yeah, okay. Now I need to talk about something else. So if you are interested or this has piqued your interest, you know, Villains Are Destined to Die. I feel like this is a manga that a lot of people, even if you're a beginner in the manhwa, in reading manhwa, I feel like it's a really good beginner series, especially if you like a lot of shoujo, or if you like to read a lot of fantasy, romance, action, high stakes type of stories. I feel like it's something that you are going to absolutely love, and I would recommend this to people that like Jonah of the Dawn. It feels similar. It has those vibes, and it is reverse harem, so it's good. It's so good, and again, the art is so beautiful. You cannot go wrong. But it is quite expensive to get a volume of these ones. They're $20 each, and they are quite expensive. As you guys can see, I got this through Target, and it has a 20% off. So yeah, and the rest I managed to get them through Right Stuff before it merged with Crunchyroll, so I got a very good discount on all of this. But if you're interested in reading it but you don't want to spend those $20 per volume, I'm going to talk about something. So let's move on to that part of this video. Okay, let's talk about how to read Villains Are Destined to Die without having to spend as much money, and that is going to be tapas. You're going to need it. You can either get it online or through a website. You can use your computer basically. So Villains Are, you need to look for it, and that's the first one. They also have the light novel. So when you get tapas, you get to read the prologue and the first and second episode for free without having to pay. Now they do have an event currently going that's called Wolf, where you get to read one episode for 72 hours. So after those 72 hours are done, you get to pick another episode to read, and so on and so forth. So that's the way you can read it for free. And they have up to episode 78, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. I had to slow this down because it was going way too fast. Yeah, so yeah, close to 78. And you get to read almost all the way through volume 4 if you read up to episode 78. So that's how much you get charged if you want to buy the chapters with ink, which is how Tapas charges for their episodes. Now, how to get ink, you can get them for free or pay for it, depending on what you want to get. So here are the prices. For $9 you get 1,000 plus an extra ink, and then for $5 you get 4,000 and basically 5,000, and you can probably read half of the Villains Are Destined to Die with that amount of ink. And here's a way to get it for free. You get to do advertising, not advertising, but you can either choose to buy something or like do a review on something. It basically depends on what you want to do if you don't want to buy ink. But yeah, I never liked doing those things, so for me I spent ink basically because I was reading something else, so I had ink left over to continue reading Villains Are Destined to Die. And that's it. I just wanted to give you all an option on how to read Villains Are Destined to Die in case you're not ready to commit to spending $20 per volume. And with that part being done, I want to give you all my thanks for watching and clicking on this video. And if you're interested to watch more from me and to learn more about villains are destined to die, because I will not stop talking about this. I am obsessed. I'm obsessed. What can I say? I love this. So if you're interested in knowing what's going to happen in the 5th volume, please subscribe and give a like. It's going to help this channel grow more and get this video out there for those that might be interested in manga, manhwa, anime, you name it, this little world. And so with that, I give you all my thanks, and I will see you all later. Take care. Bye bye.